This morning, we have the absolute pleasure of speaking with Jamaica's 2026 Rhodes Scholar, Tiana Dinham, who's zooming in this morning to share her remarkable journey, the passion driving her work, and what this prestigious opportunity means for her future. Good morning, Tiana in North Carolina. North Carolina?
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us this morning. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. I know when the day you were named and you called Mom, she said, oh my God, 13 times when you called her on speakerphone, like you actually counted it. That was Mommy. What was going on in your head when you heard your name called? Because you were up against some pretty formidable competition. What did it mean for you in that moment?
I think I was in disbelief when I heard them say my name because I was the seventh person to be interviewed of eight. So I spent the day getting to know all the other finalists. And I will say, like, they're some of the most brilliant minds that I've ever come across. So in my head, I was like, everyone is so deserving of it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get it. So win or lose, I was just so happy for the experience. And then just to hear my name, I was just kind of in shock. And then I was like, I actually need to answer questions. I actually need to call my parents. Like, I was just kind of frazzled. And I think it took a couple of days for it to settle in that I was selected as a Rhodes Scholar.
A couple of days. And you are pursuing a very interesting course of study that has very personal meaning to you. Can you share that with us?
Yes, I am planning on mastering in water science policy and management because I grew up in Maryland, Hanover, a really small rural community in a very rural parish. And we just didn't have access to reliable water growing up. Like, I grew up seeing my family have to rely on rainwater harvesting or have to rely on the rivers and having to treat it themselves. And a lot of people in my community did not understand the importance of even treating your water. So like adding bleach, boiling, stuff like that. And the more I started studying like geology here at UNC, I discovered like the silent killers that are in our water, like different contaminants like bacterial or trace element related. And it's a topic that's dear to my heart. And the more knowledge I got about it, the more I realized that this is the space that I want to work in.
Yeah, and
this is something that I want to address.
And a super relevant space, even within the context of what just happened in Jamaica, right? You just heard the interview that we did with Doc and talking about leptospirosis and all the rest of it.
Yes.
It's interesting that you are kind of now living out what your grandmother told you, right? Your grandmother said, when the system fails you, don't fail yourself, find a way.
No.
And so this is your way to do what? By studying this, what do you hope to give back to Jamaica when you're finished with your course of study?
My hope in life is that all Jamaicans will be able to turn on their taps and they have like safe, clean water. That's my goal in life. And I think the way that I want to address that is by one, getting the relevant information about how to design like reliable infrastructure. Because one of the issues that we're having after the storm is that our water plants are down and we didn't make contingency plans about what if scenarios like this. So that's kind of something that I want to address. Like, how do we have like safe access to water in the face of like natural disasters or droughts, stuff like that. And I also just want to like boost education about the importance of like treatment and design plans around like getting community-based models off the ground, like people teaching each other within communities. Yeah. Like, that's just something that's really dear to my heart, that I feel like water is a basic need, it's a basic right, and we must all be trained properly and like utilizing that resource.
Yeah. Were you here for the storm, Tiana?
I was not.
You weren't. The day you were named Rhodes Scholar, you left to go back to school like the very same day or the day after?
The day after I left.
Okay. You had already started your course of study, correct?
Yes, I am. I'm finishing up my bachelor's degree in North Carolina right now.
Okay. And you're at the end of what? First year or second year or final year?
I'm at the end of my final year.
At the end of final year. Wow.
Yes.
So tell me how that has opened your eyes to the course of study that you're on. What have these last couple of years been like for you?
Well, I would say I came into UNC as chemistry pre-med because in high school I was told like the most successful ways to contribute to your country is by being a lawyer, being a doctor. So I thought that I really liked science. I was going to be a doctor. And I came here to UNC. I took a geology course that had a free trip to California, and I saw Trip to California and I took it. And that's when I kind of discovered the world of geology and just like the stories that our environment tells us about the past and how it can inform our future. And then just by studying, I changed my major after that trip, started studying that world, and had to explain to my parents why I thought that geology was a reliable career path. And then I never looked back since. I discovered the world of water, water quality, contaminations in our water. And I was just like, the more I learned, the more I realized how important this issue is to Jamaica, and the more I wanted to contribute in the sphere.
Yeah, so no regrets there.
No, none.
And when you look at the scope of opportunity in Jamaica, as it regards your course of study, are you satisfied that you'll have enough on your hands to do? There's a space.
Yes, I think so. I think it's just the kind of the sad reality is that we have so much work to do in the water sphere. As you were talking to the professor about leptospirosis, the one thing that stood out to me is the fact that he said that we don't have access to potable water right now, which is one of the issues that we're having with the spread of this virus. And it's like, I don't expect that this issue will change rapidly. So I think there will always be work around it. But my goal in life is that we're going to keep making forward steps to kind of addressing this, that as hurricanes become more frequent and more natural disasters happen, we as a country, we're resilient enough to withstand this.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about Mount Alvernia and how that school prepared you for, where you are now and what you're doing. You're such an articulate young lady, so confident and self-assured. What role did your high school play in that?
My high school played like a really big role in just my life and just allowing me to believe in like hope that my dreams weren't too big, that I was able to like fulfill the goals that I had for myself from a very young age. Like I was coming from rural Hanover. I got my start at a really small primary school, Maryland all age, like really small population. They're less than 100. And then I went to this big high school in St. James, and I felt like I couldn't fit in because I felt like I was just from a little country girl seeing the city for like one of the first times. And then I realized that if you show up as your true self, people are always there to support you. And I felt like my first push towards seeing that I could contribute to my country was from Mount Alvernia. So I owe a lot of who I am to Mount Alvernia, and as well to my primary school, who showed me that I could go to St. James for high school. And I just I'm forever grateful for the teachers that came into my life who took a chance on me, were able to mentor me, taught me like the ways to like contribute to my school, like even encouraging me to apply for head girl, who supported me through my studies so I could be valedictorian. Like all of those stuff are just like, it's not just me, it's all the people that are in my life that's always believed in me, that's always pushed me to be better.
And here you are, the 2026 Rhodes Scholar, and what that will mean for the rest of your life, my love. Greatness lies ahead. Thank you for joining us this morning, Tiana. All the best.
Thank you so much.
You as you complete your final year. That's our girl, our 2026 Rhodes Scholar, Tiana Dinham, with us from UNC, University of North Carolina. Take a break on Smile Jamaica. Second edition of News in 5 is next, and still to come, the NHG Home It series. We're back with more after this.